One of the things we try to do with a lot of our projects is to really take a deep dive into the history of a home or apartment or building to understand what is key to its DNA. And that's not to ape the historic elements of a home, but to use those as inspiration to create something that feels contemporary and unique. I'm Tal Shourie. I'm one of the founding partners of GRT Architects, and we are at the East Village apartment. We're in the East Village in Manhattan. This building was designed and constructed around 1902. It is called Onyx Court, designed by Hardy and Short. Over the years, the East Village has been home to many different subcultures, from punk rock to being a neighborhood that saw some of Andy Warhol's Factory, contributors to today that has a much more diverse demographic, Ukrainian neighborhoods, Polish neighborhoods, everything in between. The building is quite ornate. It has a limestone facade with many intricate details around the windows and up on the cornice as well. So we were put in contact with the clients the way many young firms find their clients, which is word of mouth, friends of friends. And then as they got more serious about renovating their home, we shared some of our previous work with them, and they decided to hire us to work on their apartment. So when we first started conversations about the design, all the rooms were separated from each other, and they wanted some semblance of an open plan for the design without really sacrificing the original disposition of the 19th century, early 20th century home. We also talked a lot about how they like to live, how they entertain, how they wanted the flow from the kitchen to the dining room to the living room to work. And so we spent a lot of time making sure that the proportion of each room was correct for the use case that it was hosting. So coming up 2nd Avenue, you keep walking up until you get to 12th Street, and you enter through quite an ornate wrought iron entry door that leads you into a lobby that is decorated with really intricate mosaic work. As you come up the elevator and arrive at the apartment, it leads you into a narrow corridor that goes directly to the kitchen on the east side. After you enter through the main entrance, on the right-hand side is the main primary suite and their bathroom. And then as you continue down the corridor, there's a small powder room. Continuing down the corridor, you arrive at the kitchen which leads on to the dining room and the living room, and then in the corner, the office. So one of the elements that we found in the original apartment that we wanted to resuscitate in the new design was the floors. And so we introduced elements that harkened back to those original floors using a walnut border and some parquet decorative elements at the thresholds between each room. In the kitchen, you'll see both on the floor and on the kitchen island these handmade tiles that we got from Portugal. This sort of monolithic red island felt like this object that really holds the space and is quite unique compared to the way most kitchen islands are designed. Although the kitchen and the dining room are ostensibly one room, we used the millwork to separate the two. So we created, as you can see behind me, this floating piece of cabinetry that really gives a sense of where the kitchen ends and the dining room begins. But doing so allowed light to pass over that element, through that element, and still give a sense of continuity between the two spaces. There are a few things that I'm really proud of with this project. One of the things that often goes unnoticed in the photographs and the videos is that we've really managed to reorient the entire floor plan of this home in such a way that it makes it more comfortable for the clients to live in and to use the way that they want to use. The other thing that I'm quite proud of with this project is that each room feels unique, but there's a sense of coherence between the rooms. And one of my favorite parts is the kitchen island. I love how it's a really abstract presence covered in tile. It's almost sculptural in the way it sits in the room, and that then is in dialogue with the checkered tiled floor and some of the other tile work found throughout the apartment.
This video is brought to you by 10, our debut hardcover book celebrating 10 issues of the local project. 10 unites the very best projects from the first 10 issues of the publication into a beautiful single volume. With over 400 pages of architecture and design from both leading and emerging creatives, the hardcover book takes readers on a curated and meditative journey. The premium paper stock of the book means 10 is an enduring addition to a coffee table or library to be enjoyed for years to come. With worldwide delivery available, have 10 delivered directly to your door. Head to the link in the video description to purchase your copy now and use the code BOOK5 at checkout for a 5% discount.